Good evening, folks. I'm John Catch, and you're watching The Cold Hard Truth. Tonight we have some special guests with us. Professor Megan Bailey and Fisheries Manager with DFO, Dr. I Can Catch More. Megan, you have made some controversial statements recently. Dalhousie University is backing you up on those comments. You stated, as a matter of fact, that the breeding season fishery will have no negative impact on lobsters or the commercial fishery. Would you like to comment?
I would. I want to start by saying the actions of commercial fishers against indigenous peoples, who are simply fighting for their rights, is horrible. How dare you? And yes, there is no reason why this small indigenous fishery would have any impact on the commercial fishery. No biological or rational reasons. I am a professor with Dalhousie University.
Dr. I Can Catch More, you look like you have something to add. Abso-fucking-lutely. While I agree that violence, destruction of property, and harassment are all things to be condemned, so are the reckless statements made by Megan Bailey and Dalhousie University. Wow, I think we all need to hear more now. There is no science to demonstrate specifically that this small fishery will have a negative impact because it has not been studied. The department operates using the precautionary approach. In the absence of science, we cannot make any fisheries management changes that could jeopardize the lobster stocks in the commercial fishery. We do have lobster biology science, lots of it. The lobster fishery is a recruitment fishery. That means that next season's catch is highly dominated by new recruits into the fishery. In other words, baby lobster that grow into catchable sizes. There is no science that would support the harvest of breeding female lobster when they are most vulnerable. During the molt, females are not egg-bearing, so they can be kept for catch. Also, when you handle a soft-shell lobster, even if you throw it back, the odds of survival are greatly reduced. So, yes, breeding season's fishery can be detrimental in any capacity.
But indigenous people have rights, you know. And it is only a few traps. What harm can it do? I don't think the science would support that.
Actually, the science does support that. I have explained it. Perhaps you should read the lobster stock assessment. Oak, let's keep calm. Megan, the indigenous people have issued 3 more licenses and have opened another season in another LFA. Tell me, how many indigenous licenses will the commercial fishery support? I mean, you said that a breeding season fishery run by the First Nations will not have a negative impact, correct? So what size fishery will Dalhousie University stand behind? What's wrong, Megan, since there's no science, as you claim? What about 200 or 2,000 licenses with 50 traps each? As I said, her comments are reckless.
Well, this small fishery won't have an impact.
You can't make that assertion. Show me the science. Show me. What is the catch per unit effort in the summer fishery?
Sorry, what?
Catch per unit effort, Megan. Dalhousie must be proud of you. What is the impact of a summer trap versus a winter trap? In winter there are thousands of traps all competing. Also, the water is cold. Lobsters are not moving much. In summer, lobsters are highly mobile and hunting for food. In summer, lobsters are more catchable. How much, Megan? How many winter traps does it take to equal one summer trap?
What? I don't know. Why?
Oh dear God, you don't know because there's no science. I don't know either. But I do know that is not equal, and I am not making reckless assertions about a fishery which I know nothing about. Clearly you have not done your research.
But Dalhousie University supports my statement.
And who is Dalhousie University? Perhaps someone there has done more research than you. Are they in the back? Bring them out, please. I wish there was someone here I can catch more, but we just have Professor Megan Bailey. Megan, tell me the exploitation rate of the commercial fishery, and please estimate the total exploitation rate for the combined fishery.
I don't know. Who cares? It is a very small fishery.
Yes, it is small now, but you have no idea how large it will become. If you do not understand the fishery statistics and metrics used to manage the fishery, you cannot assume that adding new effort will be fine. Again, you have made a reckless assertion.
A few traps will not hurt anything.
You do not get it. A few traps today could be a few thousand tomorrow. You have no science to support your claim. You have no understanding or the added effort being applied to the fishery. You have no idea what the maximum sustainable exploitation rate might be. I know this because that summer fishery has not been studied. You need to retract your reckless statements.
No, I am a professor with Dalhousie. What I say will be listened to and heard because of that. How dare you?
Megan, it looks like you have chosen sides. You are making political statements that are not based in facts. You are abusing the reputation and credibility of the university to back it up. I am not sure what credibility the university will have after this blows over.
How dare you? I am a professor with Dalhousie University. I know that a small fishery will not impact lobsters. The science does not support that.
So fishing lobsters, killing females at their most vulnerable won't hurt the fishery.
Yes, that would hurt the fishery, but this is only a few traps.
We get it. You support an indigenous fishery. You don't know what size fishery you can support. You don't know the impacts of a new fishery. We know that any summer fishery is removing breeding females, but apparently, in your opinion, you don't need breeding females to repopulate the lobster stocks. Well, folks, you heard it here. Dalhousie University is making political statements in the absence of science. They are actually making political recommendations that go against known science. This is an unprecedented step for any university to take. In doing so, they are jeopardizing the credibility of their science program. When political agendas take precedent over objective science and fact-based decision-making, then the science can no longer be trusted. Dalhousie University can no longer be trusted. Thank you for watching The Cold Hard Truth. Good night. I'm John Gatch.